As Prince George turns 11, he nearly had a very different name chosen by Princess Kate. Prince George almost had a very different name that his mum, the Princess of Wales, had her heart set on. The young royal, who will celebrate his 11th birthday tomorrow, was born on July 22, 2013, and is the eldest of the Prince and Princess of Wales's 3 children. Royal family fans were delighted to hear the couple, who had married 2 years prior to his birth, had welcomed a son and waited excitedly to hear what they had called their new bundle of joy. His name, George Alexander Louis, was announced shortly after his birth and was chosen in honor of his great-great-grandfather, King George VI. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. The Princess of Wales reportedly had her heart set on calling her first son, Alexander. However, the couple eventually settled on using the name as one of his 2 middle names instead. As reported by the Mirror, royal expert Katie Nicholl previously said, Courtiers insisted the pair had not found out the sex of their unborn baby, and friends close to the couple claim William wanted a surprise. Although Kate apparently suspected it was a boy and had set her heart on the name Alexander, they had not yet decided what to call their firstborn. Despite not knowing the gender of their first child prior to his birth, Kate reportedly had a hunch that she was expecting a boy. A friend of the couple previously revealed, "When I saw William a few weeks before the birth, he said they didn't know the baby's sex, and didn't want to find out. He said there are so few surprises in life. This was one he wanted to keep." Kate said she thought it was a boy because the baby kicked so much. The couple, who married in 2011, have since welcomed 2 other children, Princess Charlotte, 9, and Prince Louis, 6. Prince George was reportedly made aware that he would one day become king very early on. He added that it was reflecting William's unhappiness at the haphazard fashion in which the whole business of his royal destiny had buzzed around his head from the start. As reported by People, Amaya Arietta, whose clothes have been worn George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, told the publication, "I think George has known almost from the beginning." Mr. Lacey previously wrote that the conversation was held as a controlled moment of their choice. He has always had a more prominent role. There have been many events with his late great-grandmother or great-grandfather when it was just him, and his siblings weren't there. I think they must have had that conversation very early on. In 2016, Prince William opened up to the BBC about how he would bring up the conversation with his eldest son, who, at the time, was just 3. The father of 3, who is next in line to the throne, said, "There'll be a time and place. Right now, it's just a case of keeping a secure, stable environment around him and showing as much love as I can." Despite the huge stresses of public life, Prince William and Princess of Wales are keen on making sure George has as normal of a childhood as possible. One palace insider said, "It's a massive balancing act. William and Kate are doing the right thing, protecting him so he can have as normal a childhood as possible, but he's also dipping into duties as a future monarch. He's getting first-hand experience of what it's like to be a royal and a monarch and first-hand experience of being a normal boy." It's been a busy few weeks for Prince George. The second in line to the throne saw his 11th birthday be marked publicly with the release of a photograph of himself taken by his mother, the Princess of Wales. Kate released the beautiful image, which shows George looking very grown-up and regal in a smart suit, smiling sweetly up at the camera. A young George shares a striking resemblance to his late grandmother, the Queen. But he shares a very specific character trait with his famous dad, Prince William. According to former Royal Commission photographer Ian Pelham-Turner, who was the photographer to be asked by the palace to take William's first Christmas baby shoot, the black and white photograph shows George and William are similar personalities. William was quite shy as well as a youngster, and it comes over that George is quite shy as well, Ian told Express.co.uk. "I remember with both William and and Harry that Diana used to almost have to hold them in place if they were doing an official photograph where there were lots of photographers because they both hated photography and she realized that, adds Ian. He continues, I think the similarity is he has a shyness about him. He does his public duty, but there is a slight stiffness to him when he's in public and knows he's being photographed, whereas when he's by himself, as we saw during the Euros next to his father and they are both shouting and screaming for a goal, he's much more demonstrative. William had that same quietness to him, and I suppose that's really the similarity between them both. He's relaxed in this photograph because they can do it to his pace, there is no pressure on him. The pressure on young royals is immense a lot of the time.